I figured out how to force yourself to study even when you really don't feel like it. You know those days when you're so tired and unmotivated that everything seems more interesting than the book in front of you? I know, you procrastinate, hours fly by, you feel guilty, frustrated, and your grades keep dropping because you just can't focus when you need to. Yeah, it makes you feel like an idiot. But the truth is, it's not about your lack of willpower. It's that you're not using the right tricks to get your brain to study. In this video, I'm about to show you 8 simple tricks that barely anyone knows to push yourself to study, even on those days when all you want to do is give up. So, let's get started. 8. Get bored and reflect. The first thing you need to do is get bored. Yep, good old boredom. Stop chasing distractions every 5 minutes, you idiot. Put your phone down and just sit there. Don't touch it, don't talk to yourself. Just sit and stare boredom right in the face. While you're at it, use that time to reflect on why the hell you should be studying. Is it to get into your dream university? To reach that career goal you keep talking about? Or maybe just to stop being useless and actually make your family and yourself proud? Stop acting like a coward running from every bit of discomfort and think about the real reasons you're doing this. It's the first step to stop being a lazy complainer and actually start taking control of your life. 7. Don't think, just do. I get it, you're sitting there overthinking the huge pile of stuff you need to study. And guess what? You're getting nowhere. Starting is the hardest part, not because it's complicated, but because you waste so much time freaking out and imagining how awful it's gonna be. Stop being dumb. Don't think, just do. That famous paralysis by analysis is real, and science backs it up. The more time you spend thinking about a task, the more likely you are to procrastinate. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology showed that by cutting down planning time, people increased their productivity by 60%. So yeah, the more you think, the less you do. Genius. If you're feeling unmotivated, stop acting like a spoiled kid who only does what they want. Don't think, just grab the book and start. 6. Start with the easy stuff. Now that you've stopped procrastinating, don't be dumb and start with the hardest thing right away. Seriously, there's no need to torture yourself and get frustrated right off the bat. Start with the easy stuff, the things you can do without thinking too much, like watching a lecture, going over notes, or doing the basic exercises. This will give you the push you need to get moving. And why does this work? Because your brain is lazy, but it loves seeing progress. When you start knocking out the simple tasks, things start to flow. You build confidence, cross one thing off after another, and before you know it, you're halfway through the harder stuff without even realizing it. The trick is simple. Break your study into smaller tasks to feel like you're making progress. If you're waiting for motivation to magically appear, you'll keep being that person who always gives up. And if you don't know where to start or how to break things down, no worries, ask an AI for help. For example, tell ChatGPT what you need to study and have it create a detailed study plan for you. And to make it even easier, I've put together over 250 prompts that'll help you study faster than ever. Check the link in the pinned comment. 5. Make bets with friends. If you're into competition, stop being soft and challenge a friend to see who can study more without slacking off. But don't just compete for fun. Put something on the line that actually matters. It could be money, paying for lunch, or even doing something embarrassing. The pressure of losing and having your friend rub it in your face is the push you need. And if you want to take it to the next level, check out Focomon, a free site where you can set goals, earn points, and officially compete with your friends. Turn this into a real game. There's nothing better than beating your friends, showing off how much you studied, and watching them eat their defeat, right? 4. Study in different places. If your desk has become the definition of boredom, grab your books and switch it up to a totally random spot. A study from environmental psychology showed that changing your environment boosts focus and productivity because your brain reacts to new stimuli. So go study in the kitchen while making some coffee, or even in the garage for some real peace and quiet. And if you want to get weird with it, the bathroom is an option. Take your study materials in there and you won't even need breaks for, well, you know. That strange new setting will keep your brain alert in a way your boring desk never could. 3. Study in short sprints. If you have the attention span of a goldfish, it's time to switch to study sprints. Instead of trying to power through hours and ending up staring at the ceiling, focus hard for 20 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Doesn't sound so bad, right? This simple cycle works wonders for your brain, helping it get used to focusing without dying of boredom. Before you know it, you'll be studying longer than you thought without even realizing it. And I'm not making this up. A study from the University of Illinois proved that taking short breaks during work or study seriously improves focus and performance. The trick is to fool your brain into thinking the task is easier than it actually is. Who can't handle 20 minutes, right? These little breaks reset your mind, preventing that mental fatigue that makes you quit like an idiot. 2. Do an angry study session. You know that person who always talks trash about you, calling you stupid or lazy? Every time you slack off on studying, it's like you're handing them the win on a silver platter. You're basically saying, yeah, you're right, I can't do this. Really? That's what you want? To give those people the satisfaction of knowing they were right about you? Oh, so I'm really gonna let them win like this? That single thought should be enough to snap you out of your slump. But if that's still not working, let's kick it up a notch. On those days when studying feels like the hardest thing in the world, remind yourself, my parents didn't bust their butts raising someone who's gonna sit here being a useless bum. They raised someone who gets stuff done. So get off your lazy butt and start studying. I'm not gonna be the fool who's whining about life while everyone else is out there moving ahead, leveling up. Screw that, I'm taking control, hitting that subscribe button, and shutting this nonsense down for good. Sometimes the only way to get going is to have that no-nonsense tough conversation with yourself. No sugarcoating, no excuses, just brutal honesty. Because if you don't push yourself now, who will? Well, actually, me. Anyway, it's either you take charge or you get left behind. And I bet you're tired of watching everyone else pass you by. So stop being an idiot. Channel that frustration and use it to fuel the most productive study session you've had of your life. 1. Reward yourself. You're not a machine that can run nonstop. And if you were, you'd have already broken down. So after putting in some study time, treat yourself. Could be grabbing a snack, playing some video games, or watching an episode of that show you're hooked on. The idea is to complete the motivation loop. You grind through studying, and in return, you give yourself something you enjoy. It'll help you stay on track without wanting to quit halfway through. Now, don't be dumb and stop every 10 minutes to play or binge watch something. Plan your rewards right, study hard, hit a solid goal, and then treat yourself for real. This routine will keep your motivation sky high and make studying feel less like torture. If you like the video, send it to that friend who's just as desperate for these tips as you are, and drop a comment if you've got any secret trick to force yourself to study. I doubt you do, but hey, you never know. And I hope to see you in the next video. If not, well, you're dumber than I thought.